Welcome to Sexy Psycho, where we go deep in them skins.
And within.
Okay, now today's topic is, do men really like anal or nah?
Oh my God.
Okay, so basically what we're doing here is, we try to find out whether or not your man, our man, or men in general, would they really admit to liking their ass licked or getting it up the ass by you? Now it's not so much that they're gay, but they do like anal stimulation. What do you think, Lady T?
I mean, for me, I wouldn't necessarily think that they're gay, but there are a lot of women who have that perception that if you are a man and you like anal anything, even sometimes penetrating the anal, then you're gay.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I wouldn't knock it till you try
it. So would you think any less of you do? Like if y'all were about to be intimate and he was just like, hey, babe, are you trying to send me over?
I would think. Now, see, what's interesting to me is it would have to be our connection and the way we sexually communicate. So it's like, if we just real regular, I don't know if I'm going to be open to you just coming at me like, yeah, you trying to fuck me in the ass? I mean, that's a bit much, homie. I don't even know you like that. But, I mean, I think it's definitely a comfort level and an openness. Like, come on, like, you have to be an open-minded and openly sexual person to be even penetrated anally. You know what I mean? So to penetrate somebody, I mean, I'll fuck you.
So you would, if your dude came up to you and said, babe, I want you to put this dildo up my ass. Would you side at that, or would you look at it as, well, no, he just might like the way that feels? Would that make you suspect?
I mean, as an adult woman, I would definitely question it in all different directions. I would think, is this something that he just desires sexually, or is this something that he desires, like, because he's really gay, and that's, different situation. But I mean, it would just be something that we have to talk about. I would have to really get to know. I would make him comfortable enough to be honest with me, though. I don't want no nigga that want a nigga like nigga.
For me personally, I think that if it was brought up, I think I would look at him a little sideways, a little suspect, because
you would, really?
just a little bit. Before would have been completely out of just thinking the dude was gay. But the reason why I think I wouldn't go to immediately he's gay is because I was watching this one episode of Real Sex back in the day.
Oh, wow.
And it was this man and his wife that was on there, and it was about couples being liberated and free. And basically, he was just like, I never wanted anyone to know this, but I want my wife to fuck me in my ass. and so the teacher was just like, you know what, this is good. This is good. We need this openness. And a lot of men feel this way. And it's true, I think a lot of men do feel this way. I feel like a lot of men, because I ain't trying to lie, like, having your butthole played with does feel bomb. And it's just not fair that only women should have theirs messed with.
Yeah.
And so my thing is, they showed his wife getting him up his butt, and he was loving it. now I'm trying to look at it as, okay, it doesn't necessarily mean he's gay, he just likes the stimulation of it. So if my dude was to ask me to play with his butthole, I might do that. But if he's asking me to stick a dildo in it, I might be a little...
Yeah. I mean, it's different levels. It's different levels. Okay. Now, you might want it blowed on a little bit.
I ain't sticking my head back.
There's different levels. I mean, he might want it thumbed.
Ooh.
He might want it blowed. He might want it licked. He might want it penetrated. So you got to think about those levels and what level takes you to being gay. You know what I mean? Because I think if a man wants a dick in his ass, I mean, just keeping it all the way 100.
Okay.
If a man wants a straight up dick, whether it's plastic, rubber, whatever, real, I think that's a little homo.
Okay.
I do think that's a little homo.
Okay.
But if he just wants you to thumb it a little bit, yeah, a little blow. I mean, you know what I mean?
Okay.
It's different levels for me, anyway. It may be different for you all, or even for you, D. But to me, it's just levels to everything. There's just a degree of how much is too much. You know, how far is too far. So for me, one dildo is too far for me. I mean, I'll do it though. Don't get me wrong.
Okay.
But you ain't gonna be my man after that.
He's getting humped and dumped.
Humped and dumped. Oh wow.
Okay. All right. Well, then let me ask this question to you and to the other women who may be watching this. If you did go ahead and, you know, get your man up the... Okay, so my question to you and to the other ladies out there, if you did go ahead and, you know, get your man up the poop chute, would you still respect him as your man? Like, would you look at him differently? Would you now look at it as you're my bitch? Or would you look at it as, you know, you're still my man, but, you know, this is just how we please each other? How would you feel about your dude after that?
Like I said, I mean, it as biased as it sounds, I mean, for me, spiritual awakening would be that, you know, you like to be penetrated by a penis. I don't have a penis, so I'm not what you need. You know, I don't have anything against, you know, people's sexual preferences.
Okay.
It's just I have my own sexual preferences. So I want whatever I have genetically to be aesthetically pleasing to you sexually.
Okay.
You know, with us enhancing, you know, in the bedroom, doing things, you know, for pleasure within the means of us.
Okay.
I mean, I don't want you going to go get a giant ass penis trying to fuck me all night long, you know? So it's just like, you know, I want it within the dynamics of who we are. If I can't really please you in that way, I won't be comfortable. So I would feel as though you're settling for the comfort, and I don't want to just be comfortable. I want to be explored. You know what I mean? So I would feel more responsible of not continuing the relationship.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But hey.
So you would dump him. So you would hump.
I would hump and dump.
So you would make him a bitch and then leave.
I would make you a bitch for the night. Bend that ass over right.
All right, well, let's put it into perspective. What if he's a real good dude? Say he got a good job. You know, he's a good man. He's faithful. Has you know, wants to love you and take care of you. But that's just something that he likes. He really wants. It's not so much that he wants a real wiener up his butt. He wants some fingers of yours, and he wants one of your dildos up there. Would you still dump him, or would you do it but just not respect him?
I mean, I'm going to always respect him because, like you say, he's a good person. You know, he does all these things, and he's willing, and, you know, he's loving, and he's caring, and he's productive, and all that fun stuff. But I couldn't be comfortable knowing that he wants me to fucking with a dick all the time. You know what I mean? Okay. It's more of a comfort thing for me. I'm only a one-time chick.
One time?
Yeah. Only for the experience, because like I said, you can't knock it till you try it.
Okay.
So it's just like, you know, I would explore that region.
Okay.
I just may not visit again. You know what I'm
saying? Okay, for me, if I was to have, you know, did my dude with a dildo or even my fingers, and if I was to stay with him, I personally would feel like he was my bitch. I don't know if I said that already.
Nah.
Okay. I would personally feel like the dominant in the relationship. I would feel like I wear the pants in the relationship. After that, we better not ever have an argument, because I'm always like, dude, I'll chew up your ass. You know, don't you talk to me like that. I got you up your ass. And you just can't be no big old man trying to head me, but I screw you up your ass that night. You're making me the dominant. So therefore, I would probably have, consciously and even subconsciously, I don't think that I don't want to say I disrespect him, but I don't think that I would look at him as my man. I would look at myself as a man.
So to the innermost part of the way you see man and woman, I think it's interesting to hear you say that, because then that gives me the perspective, like, how do you see women? Do you see women as less dominant if they are recipients of such nature? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do. I guess that would be considered what, the traditional role? Is that what that would be?
I mean, I guess.
I do, and I know a lot of women probably don't like to hear that, but I do. I do see men as the bigger being, I guess you could say. Not necessarily smarter, not necessarily better, but they are the stronger, and I feel like if they are smart, they can do the whole leading thing with our help, obviously. But I don't know. I would personally want to be the submissive in that. I would want to. I personally don't mind being considered the quote unquote weaker of the two. I don't. And I know that doesn't sit well with you from the look of your face.
She already knows how I am. But I like that, because it creates that balance between us, because you're the opposite of who I am, honestly,
okay.
Which gives us balance. And I can respect that, because that's your truth. You know, I just so happen to weigh a little different on that. I mean,
okay.
I think what we gain our strengths through each other, you know, men and women. I think feminine energy balances out masculine energy. And I feel like too much masculinity, you know, overshadows everything. Too much femininity overshadows everything, you know. So it's just like, without the one there is no other, even though they say the woman came first, some say the man came first, blah blah. I feel as though we exist simultaneously to one another, even though everything comes from the woman, because we birth everything.
Okay.
You know, so in that nature, it's like, how can anything be stronger than the woman? You know, so to me, I just feel like the dynamics would never be like, oh, I respect you because of this, or I disrespect you because of that. You know, we all have our strengths and our weaknesses, and I feel as though, you know, you get your throne through one another, but, you know, with self-love and appreciation, you're your own person in itself.
Okay.
You know, so sexually, I don't think one is overthrown by the other. It's just preferences and what works and don't work, because that ain't gonna work. I mean, yeah.
Well, the reason why I say what I say, as far as like, I guess one being the dominant, because we're the ones that's being penetrated. You know what I'm saying? They're the ones that we're being stabbed. You know what I'm saying?
Nice.
They're entering us. You know, now we can take our power back in a sense by screwing them up the butthole with our fingers and our fake appendages. But yeah, that's why I look at it that way, because we're the ones that's being screwed. We're the ones that's being effed and entered and all that stuff. So I think based off of that alone, that would make us by default the submissive, and that doesn't necessarily mean a bad thing. To submit doesn't necessarily mean a bad thing, but
depending on your perspective of submission.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I said. Not necessarily.
Yeah.
Because some people abuse that, and if I'm screwing a dude up his ass, I'm going to treat you like a bitch.
So at the end of the day, regardless of dominant versus submissive, man versus woman, you personally, if you fuck him in the ass, if you penetrate his anus, then he's your bitch.
Yeah. After that point.
And you would stay with him even though he bitch made.
Okay. See, now we got to go back to perspective, because okay, if he's a good dude, he has a great job, he's helping me with my family, we building together.
You can't build on those terms, though.
But that's what I said. This is what I would do.
Yeah, let's hear what Lady D would do, y'all.
This is what I would do. Okay, if he's a great dude, and it's, you know, it's hard to find, especially being a black woman. Okay, I would stay with him, but on the inside, way down on the inside. I will
Deep.
always, yeah, deep like my hole. No, no, seriously, I would look at it like, use my bitch. In a way, I would. But that doesn't necessarily mean I will disrespect you. It doesn't mean that I'm going to do anything that's going to cause a rift. But on the inside, I'll probably always look at your ass, literally, like, yeah, that's my ass. But you know what I'm saying?
So to all the men who are tuning in, don't let her fuck.
Don't let me fuck that ass. That's my ass. But
Wow.
but to the ladies that are listening, what are your perspectives? Like, do you see it? Would you respect your man if he asked you to, penetrate him? And if you did, how would you feel about him afterwards? How do you view sex? As you can see, me and Lady T, we have differing opinions as far as like what the dominant and submissive is during sex and all that.
Mm-hmm.
What is your perspective? Do you think that any of that has anything to do with the fact that your man likes to get plugged? Like, I mean, tell us how you feel about that.
Yeah, please do. Tune in, chime in, let us know, share. Knowledge, information is infinite, so nothing is too much, nothing is too little. So let us know how y'all feel. Let us know, why you feel that way and why you think you may feel that way, because we all have different psychological, effects and the reasons why we feel certain ways, whether it be sexually, physically, emotionally, whatever it is. So just, share with us. We want to know. We are striving to educate ourselves as well as everyone else. So, hit us up. Let us know
in the comment section below.
Boop, 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 boop. Share, like, love, and let's keep this thing rolling.
Share, like, love, and fuck.
and fuck.
We